Okay, my question is a two-part question. And the first part relates to the lack of democracy, or the apparent lack of democracy, in the way in which this Lisbon Treaty is being brought in. The second part relates to the lack of information presented to the electorate on the Lisbon Treaty. Okay, to deal with the what I perceive as a lack of democracy, which I would like to see explained if I were to consider voting yes, is, to begin with, in France and Holland, the people there voted against bringing in the constitution. Then what happened was, it was pretty much, it was changed into a treaty, pretty much. Bertie Ahern, I believe it was Bertie Ahern who said it was 90% of the document is the same, and that the constitutional elements have been removed, but the majority of the content is the same. Then it was brought in France and Holland, without a vote being put to the people. So I'd just like to hear some, a credible justification for this. It seems very strange to me. The best one I've heard so far from the yes side is that, people were only opposed to the idea of having the constitution. They weren't opposed to the other 90% of it, or whatever it was, the majority of the document, which seems strange. Why would you bother having any elections at all if you could predict them like that? If you can just say, oh well, we know what the people want. It seems entirely undemocratic. In fact, not just undemocratic, but anti-democratic. People have made a decision, have voted on something. They didn't like it, so you change it a little bit, and therefore you don't need to vote on it. I can't understand the reasoning behind that. In fact, I think I probably do understand the reasoning. It's just a disregard for people's democratic rights. Okay, now for the second part of my question. What I'd like to see addressed is the lack of information being presented to the electorate. It seems very strange to me. We're being told this is an extremely important thing, and it'll be terrible if we vote no and all this kind of stuff. But if it is that important, surely we should have lots of information. We should be flooded with it, and we should be. The Yes campaign should be making a huge effort to make it clear to people, to explain it to people, to give them references from the treaty. If this is such a benevolent thing as we're being told it is, if it's such a good thing, then surely if people understood it and had the facts, they would vote yes. You wouldn't. There would be, if it's such a good thing and so important, you don't need to worry about people voting no. But if it's a bad thing, then you would need to kind of obscure it a little bit. It seems to me. Anyway, so in this regard, I want to know why no consolidated document has been brought out before the vote. Why, as far as I understand, we're going to have to wait till after the vote, a consolidated document will be brought out, because I believe it will be necessary for people to be able to use it, for it to be a consolidated document. The other thing is, why whenever I hear yes campaigners debating the issue, they never refer to articles in the actual Lisbon Treaty itself. They just say, it does this, it does that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. There's never, a rational examination of the contents of the treaty and an explanation then of those contents. It's just like, you're too dumb, you're too stupid, just accept it, vote yes. We know what's best for you. And to me, if this is meant to be a democratic thing that's going on here, why why would you take an absurd approach? You know, come on. So to sum up my question, please, if you want me to vote yes, please explain those things to me.